If you guys need fast, cheap, reliable coins for your ultimate team, check out my coin sponsors at MMOXP.com and use discount code MONEYSHOT for 6% off your order. Link in the description below.
The champ is here!
Welcome back, Money Team. This is Mad Money Shot, sniffing out the college cheese as always. In today's video, we got an update. It wasn't a huge update, but if you hopped on the game at any point today, you noticed that your game did get an update. And to me, it was pretty quick, so that's why I'm saying it probably wasn't very big. But they did address a lot of concerns that the community has been complaining about, and I'm going to get right into that. But before I do, as always, if you guys want to see more videos like this, please make sure to be a subscriber, hit the like button, and let me know in the comment section. Other than that, let's get right into the video. Now, this is not a full update where they release patch notes and stuff like that. What I found here is actually off of EA's forums, which is basically the last update video that I put out, where they said they were targeting a few things, came from the same source. So this is definitely official. It's from EA's forums, and it's from an account called EA Blitz. Now, it says here that number one, it says a target update is now available on your consoles. We are working on a full campus huddle article for our next title update. So whenever the next title update comes out, they're going to have a much larger communication. But it says this update contains improvements to online stability and the following. Now, first off, it says gameplay. It says address an issue that was causing linebackers to run slower than intended when defending run plays. I showed in my gameplay video just yesterday that my linebacker, my best linebacker, my highest rated linebacker, was coming straight through the A gap on a blitz. Because I was on the goal line on like 4th and 1, and I sent him on a blitz, and he just stopped like dead center of the play and just let the running back run right past. So that was definitely an issue. Hopefully they solved stuff like that, because that was really frustrating. I mean, he literally, I thought it was the nano detection, because there's always like this nano detection system in the game since the days of Madden. So I thought that's what it was, but it was kind of nonsensical because it wasn't a pass play. It was a run play. He shot the gap, and he just stood there and waited for the running back to score. Now, it also says we addressed an issue where a blocked kick wouldn't let the play out, or wouldn't let the play out when using a left-footed kicker. I talked about this in my last video. A couple of these things are directly from the last video to put out that they said that they were going to address. It says, note, this is mentioned in our College Football 26 launch and update post. So like I said, I had already mentioned that in the previous video. That was about 3 days ago, maybe 4 days ago now. It says, next up, addressed a rare issue where you were unable to snap the ball occasionally after inputting a specific button combination. Now, in that previous video, I also mentioned how they said there was a button combination that you could press to try to get out of this locked-in state, but it sounds like they tried to patch it. I say tried because, like I said, this is something that was in the game, I think in Madden several years ago, where you just had to basically input your button slower, or you risk the chance of freezing your quarterback and not being able to hike the ball. So it's a legacy issue. It's been in the coding for a while. We all know that EA used the same engine for both these games. I don't want to use the word Madden reskin, but it's looking more and more like that, considering that there's a lot of legacy issues that happened in Madden years ago. But some people in the comment section don't like to hear stuff like that, even though it's most likely true. It says that that was something that they talked about as well. Then it says a couple of things that they never mentioned before. Number one here, it says addressed an issue where the wide receiver would get a speed boost when calling specific reverse plays, which is not something that I was even aware of, but apparently it was big enough that they addressed it right away. So that's interesting. It also says tuning to reduce size of timing window for perfectly timed stiff arms. It says we are investigating a more comprehensive fix to better balance the stiff arm mechanic in a future title update, which is something that they mentioned once again in the previous video that I did, the previous article that they put out, where essentially they just are saying that stiff arms are overpowered. And I told you then that you should probably use it because they're going to nerf it. They put out communication saying that they're gonna drop it in effectiveness. They said it was overly effective, I think was the term that they were using, that you want to use that as quickly as possible because it already looks like they're reducing the effectiveness of it. Last year was the spin move. You know what I mean? It was Quinshon Judkins' spin move. This year it seems to be the stiff arm. Every year there's always going to be something that's stronger than everything else and that stands out. Well, this year it's the stiff arm, but they're already trying to decrease its effectiveness, and it looks like they're going to continue to try to do that. But for now, I'm sure it's still a little bit overpowered because they did mention how they're going to try to bounce it again in a future update. So stiff arm is still king. Now it also says tuning to increase catch chance for interceptions. It says we are investigating additional improvements for catch drops in a future title update. So that means that basically, you know, for the people that were complaining that you work really hard to get an interception, you cut off the route perfectly, you got your eyes turned the right direction, which I don't even believe is a thing, by the way, the no eyes, no pick thing, because there's a lot of times where I have eyes and it just doesn't jump, which is also a legacy issue in the game where you had linebackers in the past that didn't jump, or lots of times if you play football games by EA, you know there's been a lot of instances before this no eyes, no pick nonsense they're trying to push this year, where you try to go up and get a ball, but your dude just doesn't jump at all. You're hitting wide, triangle, whatever, and nothing's happening. Well, this here, it's more about dropped interceptions, which a lot of people are complaining about, although in my gameplays, if you watch the two that I just put out, I really didn't have any issues. I might have had a dropped interception here or there, but it didn't really feel like as much of a problem for me, and I think that's because I've been telling you guys in my videos, my tip videos for a very long time, don't try to time the catch, just spam Y or triangle repeatedly, and it takes away any timing penalty because you're basically getting a fresh input every half a second or every millisecond, and it'll result in more interceptions. So if you're having issues because it says they're trying to improve your catch chances on interceptions, I even heard people in the comment section say they were having issues catching the ball on offense, which is something that also happens. But ultimately, it says they're trying to improve it, but it also says they're going to try to improve it again in the future, so they didn't necessarily fix it 100%. But like I said, it's all about, in my opinion, just spamming the wire triangle button. If you're not doing that, you're not going to catch as many balls. Now, they also have a couple of things here for Road to Glory, which is something that I also had somebody complaining about in my comment section, which it sounds like it got to EA already, because it says reduce the positive/negative impacts per team play grading events for Mike and cornerback. I literally had someone in my comment section say, and that's why I appreciate you guys in the comment section saying the things that are issues, because you're letting me know things. I don't even really play Road to Glory like that. I mostly just like to play online head-to-head, but he was saying about how you would get an F grade simply because you're playing as a cornerback. If you played like lockdown cornerback and they don't throw the ball your way, you're doing your job. You're shutting down your receiver. If it's the #1 receiver, whatever, but you still get an F grade because you're not actually doing anything to accrue a positive grade. So that was something that is obviously an issue also. Like I said, I really didn't play enough Road to Glory to really know, but that's something that they already are trying to basically, it says reduce the positive negative, but then also in the next section, it says increase the positive/negative impacts of user per play grading events for Mike and cornerback. Once again, it says coverage, interceptions, forcing a fumble, touchdowns, etc. So apparently EA is aware of all these issues and they're doing the best to address it, which is commendable. I don't know necessarily what the next thing is that they're trying to target, but since I'm the one making this video, can I throw a suggestion out there that they need to fix the stunts and twists in the menu? I know people in my last video, when I said that the stunts and twists didn't work, that they said you can do it on field, which is fine, but the best stunts and twists are not the on-field adjustments. They only give you 4 on-field adjustments. They give you like 8 or more, and the ones all the way at the bottom that are like the 4-man stunts and twists, those are the most overpowered. And I secretly think that the reason that they're not working in game right now is because they know they're overpowered. It's like the 4-man El Paso and the 4-man Texas. Those two get like relentless heat. If you play like an offline dynasty or something like that, like I do, I typically lab a lot of the stuff you guys see in my offline dynasty just so I can have a little bit of fun while I'm doing the actual labbing rather than just going into a practice mode. But ultimately, those are completely overpowered, which I think is the real reason you can't choose them in the game. There's a lot of other bugs and glitches that are still going around the game too. I have a lot of people, one of the biggest ones is crossplay. If you have crossplay set to on in your settings, take that off, because it's to me it's causing a lot of connection issues. I had somebody in my comment section say that they were having a connection issue, and I told them, I didn't even know what it was, but I said take off crossplay, and it immediately fixed it. So if you're having that issue or any issues with connections in any way, take crossplay off. That's a complete buggy mess. I think that's like a nuclear time bomb. That's going to be a huge issue for online dynasties if it isn't already. Like I said, let me know in the comment section, because I don't necessarily play every single mode in the game, so I don't necessarily know all these issues, but let us all know in the comment section, because I'm sure EA is gonna, they probably monitor stuff like this. I'm sure they monitor my channel because they patch a lot of the stuff that I bring attention to. So let everybody know in the comment section, including EA. Other than that, I'm gonna go to end the video there. If you guys want to see more videos that I put out, some tip videos about college football 26, I'll have that pop up on my screen. Just click the links, including the gameplay videos that I mentioned that were having some of these issues. Just click the links, and until next time, thanks for watching, man. My shit out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.